as always. But to play the game as you put it, I need pieces on the chessboard. Willing pawns to do my bidding.
After handing Sasuke over to the hospital, with Anbu Black Ops standing as guards, Kakashi returns to Naruto and Sakura and assures them that Sasuke is fine. He also returns in time for the next match to be announced. Kankuro, Gaara's teammate with the puppet, versus Misumi, another one of Orochimaru's lackeys. The following episode kicks off with Kankuro and Misumi's fight, and Misumi immediately stretches like a snake and grabs hold of Kankuro's body. He then tells him to give up, but Kankuro refuses. So Misumi breaks his neck. Or at least, that's what it looks like. Because the body Misumi was strangling wasn't Kankuro, it was his puppet. And out of nowhere comes another puppet. Turns out Kankuro was hiding in the bandages all along. With that, Kankuro's puppet crushes Misumi, and he taps out, giving Kankuro the win. Later, Ino tries to get in Sakura's head and make her quit. But this isn't the weak Sakura anymore. She's ready for the challenge. And as luck would have it, the challenge comes looking for her. Because she's up next, and her opponent is none other than Ino herself. The fight begins, and the girls are going at it. During an exchange, Ino gets an opening, but instead of throwing a haymaker at Sakura, she just slaps her. What? We then get a flashback of them as kids, when they were friends and Ino protected Sakura from bullies. Ino still thinks of Sakura as that same weak girl and can't bring herself to hurt her. But Sakura gets super mad at Ino for going easy, and immediately riles her up. Naruto doesn't get it, but as someone who is a rival in Guy, Kakashi does. That's just how rivals are. They want each other to do their best, so they can beat them and become even better. So Sakura and Ino both put on their headbands and start fighting again. Episode 42 starts with the two girls really going at it. Sakura immediately brings out some clones and gets a good hit in, but the girls are so evenly matched that the fight goes on for 10 whole minutes. Ino losing her mind over Sakura being just as good as she is. So she cuts off her hair to show that she's not going to be left behind. By the way, if I had a nickel for every time a girl dramatically chopped off her hair in this anime, I'd have 2, which isn't a lot. I swear that it happened twice. Ino then pulls out her special technique, the mind transfer jutsu. Sakura thinks she'll dodge it, but falls right into Ino's trap, because she cut her hair off to be able to trap Sakura in place. And that's what she does, the mind transfer. Ino is now in control of Sakura's body. Now in Sakura's body, Ino is about to make Sakura forfeit. But Naruto screams out to Sakura before she can do it, and it wakes up Sakura's subconscious. With that, she does the unthinkable. She fights back against Ino and breaks the jutsu. So they're back to square one. Except, they're not. Because they're both completely exhausted. With one last exchange of punches, they both pass out. And they're both disqualified. It sounds like a bummer, but both of them have a smile on their face even when they're out cold. That is a real rivalry right there. With that, it's time for the next match. Tamari, the girl from Gaara's team, versus Tenten, the girl from Rock Lee's team. Meanwhile, Sakura and Ino both wake up and share a wholesome moment before going back to hating each other. I'd say they need therapy, but I don't think therapy works as well for them as punching each other in the face. The next episode begins with Tenten versus Tamari. Tenten is keeping her space while Lee and Guy Sensei cheer her on. She then goes for an attack but misses, which is shocking because her aim is usually perfect. She tries again with more projectiles, but she misses. Seeing no solution, she goes for her special attack, but Tamari just blows it all away with her fan. It's Tamari's turn to attack, and she sends a whole-ass tornado on Tenten, completely blowing her away. Pun very much intended. With that, Tamari wins. Tamari then tosses an unconscious Tenten, but Lee catches her, and he's not happy about the disrespect. He attacks her, but Guy stops him. He then shares a stare down with Gaara, which may or may not be foreshadowing to the best fight in all of Naruto. It is. It definitely is foreshadowing. With that, it's time for the next matchup, Shikamaru versus Tsuchi, the girl from the Sound Village. There's a problem. She's seen Shikamaru's jutsu, and he has no idea what hers is. The fight begins, and he tries his Shadow Possession jutsu, but she's seen it already. So she just moves out of the way and throws a couple of needles with bells at him. He dodges, but she didn't want to hit him at all. Turns out the bells are the real weapons. They produce a vibration that makes Shikamaru start hallucinating, and he sees like 25 different versions of her. With that, Tsuchi thinks that she's won. But here we learn the most important part of Shikamaru's character. He's smart. He manages to hide his shadow under the wire Tsuchi is using to control her bells, and takes control of her body. Then he makes her smack her head into the wall, knocking her out, and giving himself the W.
Big deal, I'll do that too. And that's what I call using your head.
After that, the next match is announced. It's Naruto versus Kiba. And that's how the next episode opens, with Kiba versus Naruto. Now, Kiba thinks he's an easy win on his hand. After all, Naruto couldn't even do a simple transformation jutsu. And so, with all that overconfidence, he charges towards Naruto and gets a brutal hit in. Everybody thinks that Naruto is down for the count, but Sakura and Kakashi know he's not going down that easy. Sure enough, he gets back up, so Kiba attacks again, this time using a smoke bomb to obscure his vision and starts smacking him around. Naruto tries to get out of the smoke, but runs into a charging Akamaru, who knocks him out. Now, it definitely looks like Kiba got him, and he calls Akamaru back to him. But then something weird happens. Akamaru bites Kiba. This, of course, is a ploy by Naruto. He was disguised as Akamaru. Everyone suddenly realizes Naruto isn't a pushover anymore. But Kiba isn't done. He feeds Akamaru a food pill, and he turns red, before transforming into a clone of Kiba. Together, they unleash Kiba's ultimate attack on Naruto, Fang over Fang. But again, and stop me if you've heard this before, Naruto gets back up. Kid wants to be Hokage after all. The next episode begins with Kiba doing Fang over Fang again, and Naruto's having a tough time dodging it, until he comes up with an idea. When the smoke clears, we see not one, not two, but 3 Kibas. Naruto transformed into Kiba to confuse him and Akamaru. One problem with that. Kiba can tell Naruto by his scent, and immediately socks the imposter in the face. But the Kiba he hits turns into Akamaru. Thinking that he's been tricked, Kiba then smacks the other Kiba as well. But he also turns into Akamaru. Kiba is cooked now. He's got no idea what's going on. And in that confusion, we hear that the first Akamaru was Naruto in disguise. Just like that, Naruto gets a good hit on Kiba. And because Kiba knocked Akamaru out cold, it's a 1v1 now. Naruto says he has a secret technique, but Kiba wants to end the fight before he gets a chance to show it off. He launches a barrage of attacks, not letting Naruto breathe for a second. But still, Naruto gets back up, and finally unleashes his secret technique, which is a fart. Yep, real mature.
You slowed him down at least!
I wish I could say I planned it.
Luckily though, as Naruto's deadly fart messes with Kiba's sense of smell, it gives him the opening for his actual new technique, which is a version of Sasuke's Lion Barrage, but with shadow clones. It does the trick. Kiba is out cold. After the fight, Hinata gives Naruto an ointment for his injuries as Neji gives her the death stare. Spoiler alert, Neji does not like Hinata. In the next episode, we get the next matchup. Neji versus Hinata. Now, from the conversation between Naruto and the others, we learn that Hinata and Neji are from the same family, the Hyuga clan. Hinata is from the head family and Neji is from the branch family. We also learn that much like the Uchiha, the Hyuga clan also has a visual Kekkei. It's called the Byakugan, and is even better than the Sharingan when it comes to reading opponents. Back to Neji and Hinata, and he tells her to drop out. As he puts it, she's too nice to be a shinobi. According to Neji, people never change. And so, Hinata has no shot of ever having what it takes to be a Chunin. Hinata is absolutely terrified of Neji. And the worst part? He knows it. He starts pointing out how her body language indicates how scared she is, which only makes things worse.
I saw at that moment you were thinking of your past, your bitter past.
Because of course his brutal words are going to do a great job of destroying her confidence. But while Hinata won't talk back, Naruto has had enough, and screams at Neji to shut up, before cheering Hinata on. With that, Hinata gets her confidence back, and the fight begins. They're both using the Hyuga style of fighting, which they damage their opponents internally using their Byakugan to pinpoint the weak spots, and the episode ends with them still trading blows. Episode 47 starts badly, with Neji landing a clean strike on Hinata. She tries hitting back, but Neji has her completely outclassed. She's on the floor, but much like Naruto, she refuses to give up and keeps the fight going, even though she's in bad shape. Her bravery is admirable, and gives us another glimpse as to the effect Naruto seems to have on the people around him. But as wholesome as all this is, it's no good when you're up against somebody like Neji. With one last devastating hit, Neji knocks her out cold. Or so we think. The proctor is about to end the fight, but somehow, someway, Hinata gets back on her feet and tells Neji the truth. He's the one who has a problem with who he is, not her. The truth hurts. And it certainly hurts Neji, who immediately runs at her, and the look in his eyes says death. Fortunately, the proctor, Kakashi, Kurenai, Hinata, Shino, and Kiba's sensei, and Guy all jump in to stop him from ending her. Neji then tells Naruto he's a failure too, and there's nothing he can do to change that. Naruto wants to throw down instantly, but Lee stops him. After all, the fighting should happen in an official capacity. Rich coming from the guy who just attacked Tamari, but okay.
How was that, Guy-sensei?
Good one, Lee. Nice going.
The episode ends with Naruto swearing on Hinata's blood that he'll beat Neji. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the best fight in all of Naruto. Because episode 48 opens with us getting our next matchup, Rock Lee versus Gaara. Of course, we have Guy-sensei and Lee sharing one collective brain cell before the fight, and it's always hilarious. But with the jokes out of the way, it's time to throw down. Lee immediately goes in for a kick, but Gaara's sand protects him, before lashing back at Lee, who dodges back. Lee starts unleashing a barrage of attacks, and he's super fast, but he just can't hit Gaara. Kankuro then explains Gaara's sand shield. The sand in his gourd protects him automatically. It's so effective that Gaara has quite literally never been hit. Meanwhile, Lee is struggling with the sand, and it looks like he's about to be smothered. But Lee manages to dodge it and gain some distance. When he does, Guy tells him to do the thing. That thing turns out to be removing his ankle weights that he was wearing. How heavy were they? Well, yeah, that heavy. In one of the most iconic scenes in all of Naruto, Lee gains even more speed without the weights. His attacks start pushing through Gaara's sand, slowly getting faster and closer to hitting Gaara, until he gets so fast that even the sand can't keep up with him. And then, wham! Rock Lee, a guy with no ninjutsu, manages to give Gaara, a guy with the ultimate ninjutsu, his first taste of the real world.
Over here! No, here!
Every single person's jaw is on the floor, as Lee's speed gets him another hit on Gaara. Unfortunately though, that hit couldn't get past Gaara's second layer of defense, so Lee goes for the kill and brings out his special move, the primary lotus, which is just the most crackhead piledriver anybody has ever seen. It looks like Gaara has been beaten, but then the dust clears and we see the truth. It was just a sand clone. Episode 49 opens with Lee in disbelief that Gaara was able to swap in a clone. What's more, the primary lotus takes a lot out of a person, so Lee's totally spent, and Gaara starts toying with him. It's really bad. Lee can't even dodge the slower attacks Gaara's throwing at him. Everyone looking on is worried for Lee's life, as Guy-sensei remembers all the hardships Lee had to face as someone who wouldn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu. But all of that struggle seems useless right now, because he's up against a monster. Now completely backed into a corner, Lee thinks about how much Guy-sensei inspired and helped bring him to where he is today, and decides he's not going out like this. So he resorts to his secret forbidden technique, opening his inner chakra gates.
So that Genin, that boy, is able to open the 8 inner gates and use the Hidden Lotus?
Basically, humans have 8 chakra gates inside of them. Opening one gives you a lot of power, but also takes a huge toll on the body. The primary lotus Lee did already open the first gate, but one gate isn't enough to beat Gaara. So Lee decides to go all out, opening 3 gates and getting a huge power-up as the episode ends. And when the episode opens, turns out he's not stopping at 3. As he begins absolutely smoking Gaara, he opens the 4th gate as well, before opening the 5th gate in his final move. He's so fast and powerful that no one can even keep up with him, and everyone thinks Gaara is down for the count.